Where else would they rather be, right? Midnight on a Saturday. Ready? Just first of all, just a lot of respect for Pitt. We knew that coming into this game how there's going to be one of them very physical kind of football games. That's the way Pitt plays. As Ben just talked about, the physical play up front, offensive and defensive line. We knew that was going to be a battle. They have all 5 starters back on their offensive line coming back. Defensive line is outstanding for them. Their defense is. I think the defense had 8 senior starters, and a lot of guys that played against us in 2020. And so, but a lot of respect for their team and the way they play. So, stats I knew were probably not going to be pretty in this game as you think about it. But there was 2 stats that I thought we had to win. That's what we told our team. Number 1 was turnover margin, and we won that. And that was obviously the difference in the game. The number 2 was the explosive plays. And I don't know what that. We'll look at that on film. We had a few explosive plays I thought that were good, and so did they. But probably a wash there. But we won the turnover margin, and including the last one that we picked up and ran it in to seal the game. So it was a total team effort tonight. Coaching staff did a phenomenal job the last 2 weeks getting ready to play these guys. I thought our kids executed really, really good tonight. And guys stepped up and played and made plays tonight that maybe you hadn't heard of. Like Listen on a big touchdown catch. I mean, a local kid right here from Louisville to make a play like that, a great catch. And, Brock had to come in and play. He had to battle there. Malik went out, got dinged up. And I think, our team, our players respect Brock, and they feel good when he goes in. He made a huge play down the sideline, an unbelievable catch by T. Huddy. And, so it takes everybody in a game like this. We were down. Trevor Reed didn't play at all at left tackle. Luke Kanger goes out, and so we played the 5 guys that's all we had that were healthy. And and again, you're just out there battling. We're trying to find plays that work on offense. It's hard. It's hard against a really good defense like that. That was a big play, with the Malik throwing back to Malik down the sideline. Was a fun play to watch. We've been working on that all year. Just thought we brought it out at the right time in that situation. Again, I'm just so proud of our team, our coaches, the way they've battled the last few weeks. And the negative is it's already midnight. We don't have time to celebrate. We have to get ready tomorrow for wake, so it's going to be a short night.
What can you say about Yasir Abdullah tonight?
Oh man,
his performance?
What a warrior! He doesn't say anything, and all he does is go. He just goes all the time. He goes so hard. He's a very powerful player. He's had an exceptional year. I know teams that when we play, they got to find out where he's at, and when they don't, then he's going to make them pay. He's all over the field. He's making an interception 30 yards down the field, then he's hitting the ball out of the quarterback's hands on a sack. We're just trying to utilize him in all the different ways and facets that he can with the way he can run. And he doesn't really come off the field very often, and just to get some water and go right back out. But he's a warrior. Love being around him. Love the way he competes and fights, and glad he's on our team.
Yeah, the pass to Malik. Why did you decide to use it in that situation? And is that a creation of yours that from a lab or something? Or?
Yeah. Well, we were struggling, trying to find ways to score points, and I felt like that particular play we need to get on the left hash, so we ran the first play. We got it on the left hash, and we were close to midfield. I think that's a great time to call it. And Braden hadn't thrown the ball in a while, so we need to let him throw one. And but our guys they like plays like that. You don't really call them very often, and when you do call them, usually they work. We did run it against Ole Miss. I think it was the first game last year, and it was very close to going to the house, but you hadn't run it since then. So some of those plays you just pull back off the shelf, and we thought it was a great time, particularly against a team like this. So Pitt is a very aggressive team. When you throw a pass out here, they're all running over there, and so you got to try to take advantage of that. Same thing on a touchdown pass to Marshawn. We fake the screen out to the running back. Everybody comes up. Marshawn leaks right past them. So, good play designs, and the guys executed, and it worked because of their over-aggressiveness. But most of the game, it's just hard to move the ball because of that.
Scott, you guys had some explosive plays offensively, but it really felt like you guys struggled to really get into a rhythm. Mm-hmm. How much of that was execution, or how much of that was just Pitt dictating things defensively?
Probably both. A lot of respect for those guys up front. You can have a guy assigned to block like number 8, and he's going to get right by you. He's going to make some plays. So I do give credit to Pitt for their defense and how they play. And some of it was execution on our part. But we go back and watch the film, we'll find out. But it's probably a little bit of both. But I knew it was going to be this kind. These are going to be ugly stats when you go back and look at them. But again, the turnover margin is the best looking stat besides the score.
Coach, if you could, just talk about the pass rush. It seemed like Pittsburgh, it seemed like they got so rattled. The quarterback got so rattled by that pressure. What did you think about just the overall effort from the defense up front?
It was great effort, great. We knew we needed to put some pressure on them because if you just rush 4 against that O-line, you're going to have a hard time getting there. And there were times we would just rush 4 and try to play some coverage. You're putting a lot more pressure on the guys in the secondary. I felt like when we did bring pressure, the quarterback felt like he had to get rid of the football, so he'd throw it early. He threw it in the coverage sometimes when he did that. We didn't have a ton of sacks, but I felt like the pressure, it bothered him tonight. And that's really what you want. Obviously, you want to get some sacks, but if he can throw it a little bit sooner than he needed to, and we get an interception, that's great because I think that would have happened twice. On that, and then the last one when we got the fumble. So the pressure really worked tonight with that, and you just can't bring it every time because they'll dial in that and end up scoring. But I thought Coach Brown and the defensive staff did a great job of bringing pressure when they needed to, and then also playing coverage.
Coach, I asked Malik earlier, with this big win, it's 2 ACC wins in a row. What kind of momentum is that going to give you guys going forward, you think?
Yeah, I think for us, we're really looking at it one at a time. Tomorrow we'll come in and we'll correct this game, but and when we get out on the practice field, but then it's all against a really, really good Wake Forest team. They got a great offense and a great quarterback that can score a lot of points. And, so it'll be a lot of work that we're going to have to do, starting Sunday with that. We just take it one at a time, and hopefully we can stack some of these up.
Scott, this is a team where the defense has got, there's been a lot of negative things said about the defense. This has kind of shown some consistency the last 2 games.
Yeah.
What's it mean for you guys to have the defense kind of win the game for you all?
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it, and I'm an offensive guy, but I love it when the defense plays like they did tonight. It's incredible. Yeah, you're right. They did a great job at Virginia, getting after the quarterback, sacking the quarterback, creating some turnovers, and so shutting them out in the last 3 quarters, and then tonight what they were able to do. I thought early in the game, Pitt, they were able to move some ball and get some yards, but then we got turnovers. So the name of the game is to score, and so we got them off the field. So hopefully we continue to get better. Again, like I mentioned earlier, we got a test next week when we play on Wake defensively. That'll be a big test for us, and so we'll get a good night's sleep tonight and come in here and start watching some film.
Real quick, Huggins, Bruce didn't play, and then also reading your body language, looked like you were upset with some holding, maybe some roughing the passer. If you could just discuss those things.
Yeah. Yeah, Amar was available to play. We just didn't play him tonight, but he was there. He was available, and I'm going to have to go back and watch some of the stuff, some of these calls. But I was on them pretty good tonight. But and I tell them it's a tough. I know it's a hard job, But there's things I thought that went on that they kind of got overlooked at times, or that were not good in my opinion. But they got a tough job. They got their job to do. And so we go back and we'll watch it and see how we got. I'm not going to say too much else about that.
I guess, you mentioned kind of building some momentum defensively off of that Virginia game. What did you learn about this defense tonight? I know Coach Brown talked about how they can be dominant if they're just consistent, but I tell you, the biggest thing I think the best thing we've done in the last 2 games is not giving up the explosives. That cost us in the BC game. It cost us in some of these other games we've played. Go back to the Florida State game. Where it's just the 50 yards, the 70 yards that go to the house. If you get them down, then your defense has a chance to go out and play and hold them to a field goal, which will be a win for us. And the last 2 games, that's what we've been able to do. And the guys have been able to get them down. We haven't really given up the big explosives. And that's been the difference, quite honestly. I think because our defense has been really, really good. You think about sacks, you think about tackles for loss, the aggressiveness that we're talking about. They've been really good at that. And, what has hindered us defensively is just those big plays. We've done a really good job the last couple of weeks of working on stopping those big plays. The guys have really bought into that, and that's what we got to continue to do. And as I mentioned, this next game, this is a big play offense that we're getting ready to play, so we'll be tested again in that regard. But just so proud of these guys tonight and the way they all played. Yasir's here. You guys can ask him. But, unbelievable effort by the guys on that side of the ball.
Coach, I saw a tweet earlier this week. You guys have the hardest schedule going down the rest of the way. What does a win like this do for that momentum going down and keeping guys engaged and bought in and what this team can do?
Yeah, it's huge. Obviously, anytime you can go win. In this business, everybody looks at your last game. They always do. What have you done for me lately? And that's that last one. So yeah, we'll be good tomorrow because we won this one, you know, and then we got to get ready to go play another one. So we're not looking ahead. We're not looking behind. We're staying in the moment. We're staying right, focused on what we need to do, and that'll be celebrate this one tonight, Yasir, and then tomorrow get on Wake Forest. All right, thank you guys.